It's 10 days to the referendum for the proposed creation of 4 new regions in addition to the 10 existing ones. Activities are picking up in various areas. In the Volta region, campaign activities towards an overwhelming endorsement for the division of the region have intensified in the Nkwanta South Municipality. Series of rallies and door-to-door campaigns have been ongoing, targeted at enlightening residents to vote for the creation of the proposed OT region. Fred Kwame Asare has been following activities in the area and has come through with the following report.
Nkwanta South Municipality is one of the 8 districts and municipalities demarcated to be in the proposed OT region. Youth in the municipality are very much enthusiastic about the new region, believing it is the only panacea to harness development and jobs to the area. Robert Avejida is a trained teacher and the assembly member for the Nkwanta West electoral area. He has been living in Nkwanta for over 14 years. He is among the few youth who have devoted their time and energy to campaign for the OT region.
I sat down and took retrospection of all the claims they are making for why they needed the region, and happened to come from the southern part of the Volta region. I compared and contrast, and I realized that they really have a point. I'm a twin, as you can see. My twin sister is at home, and I am here. Her conditions over there are not as the ones I am facing here, and I've become like one of them. Whatever they are saying, I know it, I can feel it. So there was a need for me to, accept the cry call.
Robert sets out every morning and evening to campaign and appeal to people to vote yes for the split of the Volta region.
I have realized that people have heard the news. They are interested, but they don't have enough information about the whole thing. So this house-to-house, door-to-door campaign I'm doing, educating the aged, those that couldn't have the opportunity to attend school. I realized that it is, when you go to somewhere and tell them, oh yes, wow, this is what we want. We want to see the thing before the day comes. I've even decided to wear a yellow shirt so that even if somebody is finding it difficult to understand the color I'm talking about, I can tell you the color of my dress. Yes, so the door-to-door campaign is really, really, really helping.
The Nkwanta South Municipality is arguably one of the most ethnic diverse municipalities in the OT enclave. All ethnic groups and settlers here are strongly behind the territorial split of the Volta region. Traditional leaders of tribes in the municipality have been organizing series of activities orchestrated at meeting requirements of the December 27 referendum.
My humble appeal to all of us gathered here and those who are not here is that let us go back and campaign, inform and educate all registered voters in the Nkwanta municipality to cast their vote on the day of the referendum and vote yes for OT region.
Last, in our area here, we are all farmers. So it comes when we drag our yams and our vegetables, because of the bad nature of the road in the rainy season, we don't sell. It will lie down until it rots. So if we get our new region and all this, we have good roads, I think we can send our products to the nearby places for sale.
Yes, I'm a OT region. Yes, I'm a OT region. Yempe, sukra, yempe no. Na no, no me. What bet you know, no me. Ye none of them some for. I won't do a moja. Ever get a see 2 or no. I'm for one tell. What bet you know? Obepo to know. Ye none of them for one tell. Intimate stress, so one person become no me. Now person be called Biabomu. And yet it is a home nakotu then yes.
The chiefs and people of Amanta traditional area in the KJB district at this year's Akwasedai celebrations also promised 100% endorsement for the OT region in the referendum. The assembly member for the area, Patrick Krampa, who spoke on behalf of the Amanta paramount chief, invoked the gods of Amanta to ensure requirements of the referendum are met.
We have practiced the model of staying together for over 60 years, and I can say with authority that it has not worked for us. We believe that creating a new region will be the fastest vehicle for development for us within the Uti enclave. We, the people of Nkwanta, set up a case here, invoking God's Almighty, our divine deities, and our ancestors to help us succeed on this great cause.
Meanwhile, Chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Jean Mensah, says the Electoral Commission has kick-started public awareness activity and training to ensure smooth referendum. She spoke to Kojo Yankson.
Voting starts from 7 and ends at 5 normally. And of course, we have the ballot with the colors. I think the selected colors are yellow for yes and a dark brown for no. And so citizens would have to thumbprint whether they are in favor of it. And if they are in favor, of course, they will thumbprint yellow. If they are not in favor, they will thumbprint brown, the dark brown. And then, of course, they will place their ballot in the boxes. And at the end of the day, those will be counted. And then the returning officers in the affected areas, in the carved out areas, would announce the results.
We have a historic problem with spoiled ballots. I know that in describing this ballot, it sounds very simple, and there wouldn't be an expectation of things going wrong, but we do have that history. What's the EC's strategy for perhaps minimizing that?
Well, voter education, and voter education. I think that's ongoing currently. It's been going out for a long time now, at least for the last 2 months, a lot of voter education. What we've done differently is to nominate a number of our officers to go out into the field and serve as coordinators. And they will be working with the regional directors and the district electoral officers and intensifying the education. And over the last few weeks, they've been out in the field, in the market squares, in the churches and the mosques, in public spaces, educating people on how to vote. And we have, of course, the flyers and the education materials that they use. So we are expecting that, we would have quite a success rate and, of, credible or acceptable ballots, and would minimize the rejected and spoiled ballots because of the efforts that we've put in and because of the intensive education that we are doing currently.
Because there is such a large proportion of voters required in order for the yes to be upheld, spoiled ballots suddenly have become even more of a danger than ever before. So beyond education, which we do see in the run-up to every election, is there anything new, anything different that perhaps, you've talked about sending out some EC officials to participate in the education, but what has your research told you is the cause usually of these spoiled ballots?
Well, I think it's because it's barely as a result of a lack of education. But we believe that because you have just 2 spaces, it's either yes or no. And, it's either yellow or brown, and with the intensive education, what we believe that it would be rejected ballots will be minimized. But additionally, we have flyers this time that come out in the form of a ballot. And we're distributing that. These are simple, very small flyers that not costly, but you can distribute and disseminate as many as possible. And, we're using that also as an education tool and really pinpointing, where people how they should exercise their votes and so on. So we believe and we hope that with the intensity and with the education of by the street announcers, what we've done is we have vehicles that are roaming the streets and, also playing the jingles. But in addition to that, we have what we call the street announcers, who would go to the market areas as well and do the mosques, the churches, public spaces to educate people. So we believe that with all that, we should be able to minimize the number of rejected ballots.
Now, Ghana's addressing system is not yet perfect. We're still working on it. have there been any unique difficulties in identifying those who do fall within the area and those who don't? And how have you overcome any such difficulties?
Well, we haven't been, I mean, we have relied on our voters register. And of course, I mean, once you're on the register and in those, in the carved out areas, in those polling areas, you qualify and you are able to vote. But of course, we are also allowing people to transfer their votes. But there's a criteria. You must show that you are a resident or you've been there for a certain number of years to qualify you as a voter there and that sort of thing, and that you hail from there. So not everybody can move and go and register there. There's some criteria that you have to follow and you have to qualify.
You're watching News Desk with me, Benes Abubeidulansa. Coming up in business, race to meet the Bank of Ghana's deadline. We'll tell you which banks are making last-minute moves. Darryl Kwao is up next with details.